Welcome to Rough Cuts Garage. Today we're going to use lots of nut busting torque.
Okay, welcome back to the Rough Cuts Garage. Today we're going to be replacing the rear transmission mount on a 1990 Toyota 4Runner. Alright, so if we come under the vehicle here, so this is the bracket that we're going to be replacing. You can see there's supposed to be a bushing right here, which is just completely gone. So it's supposed to mirror the other side here. So there's supposed to be two rubber bushings and these two V-type brackets right there. And the problem is, when you're driving down the road and you don't have those, is the whole transmission, let's see if we can get this going here, rocks around like that. To prevent that, we're going to replace this bracket that comes with two fresh bushings, and I'll show you how to do that. Alright, so this here is the replacement bracket. It's by Anchor Industries, part number 8165. So the first thing that we're going to do is lower the cross member that's underneath the transmission, and we've chalked a wheel at the rear of the 4Runner, and we're just going to prop up the transmission with a jack, maybe a jack stand if we can get it under there. Okay, so we're going to place the jack underneath this flat part here on the transmission, and we're just going to put enough pressure on it just to lift it up a little bit so we can get the cross member out. So underneath the cross member here, you've got these two slots, and up inside there are 1, 2, 3, 4 total, and they're 12mm bolts. You got to remove those, and that separates the cross member here from the bottom of the transmission mount here. Okay, now to get the cross member down, it's 17mm for these bolts here. There's 4 of them on each side. You'll see the other 4 right there. You've got a little wiring harness here, which has a connector that you can undo there. So as you can see here, that is the reason why we're replacing this. Jesus. Next step is to remove these. There's 1, 2, and the other side up here, 3, 4 bolts. So these bolts here are 14mm. So this is what contacts the other side of the frame. This is what the transmission mount rests on. And then here's the other side here. And then here's a comparison between the two mounts. So you can see they're identical there. Alright, so this center nut here, I just blasted it with the torque wrench. It's 1 1/16, but that's a little sloppy, so in metric, whatever the equivalent would be, it was just close enough. There weren't any specific torque specs that we could find for it, so hit it with the impact driver a few times, and that should be good enough. Okay, so right here are the 4 bolts that hold the bracket onto the transmission. These 4 bolts on this side and the other side need to be torqued to 128 inch-pounds or 19 foot-pounds. One thing to note is the longer arm on the bracket goes on the driver's side. Again, the size for these bolts is 14mm. Now I'm going to apply some rust check just on the frame brackets here for the cross member, just to protect them since we have it off.
Good?
Moon.
Good? Yes.
Yeah. So then you're gonna take your 17 millimeter and reattach this cross member here. Now these bolts that go from the cross member to the frame are gonna be torqued down to 70 foot-pounds. And now that the cross member is up here, you can connect back this wiring harness here. And this actually runs to your O2 sensor in your exhaust pipe. So we're gonna have to lower the transmission back down again, I think. So these bolts here are 12 millimeter. So now I take a 12 millimeter deep socket and it is 9 foot-pounds or 108 inch-pounds. Okay, so that there is how you swap out the rear transmission mount on a 2nd gen 4Runner. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheers.